It's a beautiful morning to be at Lusher Farms. It's right on the corner of Lake Oswego and West Lynn, and with Linda Butler in a clematis garden.
Good morning, Judy.
Good morning. And you know, before we start, we have to talk about all your titles. It's such an important person I'm talking to today. So tell us all your titles.
Well, I first and foremost, and most beloved, is curator of the Rogers and Clematis Garden, which is here at Lusher Farm. I am an instructor of horticulture at Clematis Community College. I am president of the International Clematis Society, and I'm an author.
Oh my gosh, and this is one of many books that you've written, but this is the newest one, and so tell us about this one.
Well, this is part of Timber Press's Plant Lovers Guide series, and they asked me to be the person to write the clematis book.
Smart.
And so they provide a template so that the books in the series sort of all appear the same way as far as how the plants are presented, and then we tweak it for each group of plants.
And you have tweaked it because it's almost like a catalog. I mean, you can see so many different ones that are specific and how you grow them and even the landscape use of them.
Yeah, and that was something that I included that some of the other Plant Lovers Guides don't have, but for each one there is a landscape use. So we start out talking basically about why I like clematis, a little bit of the history of their cultivation, and specifics of generally their cultivation. And then there are 196 recommended plants.
Well, who do you exclude?
Yeah, right, exactly. And so some of those are small flowered hybrids and species, which are really niche fillers in the garden. And then there's about 100 of the showgirls, you know, the large flowered hybrids, because those are, you know, shiny objects that everybody wants to grow.
But you know, it's so much good information because it's like, what do we do with it? I mean, we love them, but we want them to perform. So when do you prune it?
Exactly.
When do you do this to it? When do you do that? And so really you go so in detail for them.
And really the way we think about pruning clematis is really changing. And to be honest, the book has been criticized for this, but I'm pushing us forward to stop thinking about and judging clematis based on how you prune them.
Oh, good.
Because you prune them for the health of the plant, you prune the plant to do what you want it to do. And basically, I'm real involved internationally with revamping the pruning groups. We've had this group one that were clematis that you weren't supposed to prune, and it's like, no, there is no clematis.
Make it easy.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the heat though, because it's been an unusual spring. So should we be worried about our plants in this heat?
Well, clematis, there are very few that people would want to grow in their gardens that are actually xeric, that will tolerate not having any water all year. And so basically clematis want what other plants want. They want an average amount of soil moisture. They don't want to be too dry, and they don't want to have wet feet. So there are, you know, that's a range and there are exceptions, but we're talking about what generally what people are growing with the large flowered hybrids. So my worry this year, because we had no real winter, is the slugs.
So bait.
Yes, and if you see a stem that's just collapsed and the rest of the plant looks great, like we've got Prince Charles over here.
Right.
There's one stem that's really limp. If we were to follow that down, we would probably come to a place where that dark stem had these light patches where it's been girdled by the slugs rasping the carbohydrate out of that stem.
So that's really a great tip.
Yeah, so slug bait. If we've had it 90 and you know the next day it's going to be 55 and raining, get out there with the slug bait.
So if you can take anything else away, that's the right tip for the day.
Yeah.
And coming up is inviting vines, and next week we're going to be doing a story about inviting vines, but something's going on this weekend.
Yeah, so at Inviting Vines we're going to be selling plants on behalf, or books on behalf of the Rogers and Clematis Garden. And this weekend, I and Morris Horn are doing a presentation for the Hardy Plant Society of Oregon, and we'll be selling books at that event too. I think you have to be a member to do that. It's part of their Genus program. And so suck up to an HPSO member right away and get invited to go with them, or join Hardy Plant.
Definitely. But like right now, I think you need to sign this book for our producer, Jeff.
I will.
And if you have any other questions about where Linda's going to be signing books, or you can get this lovely book, please go to gardentime.tv and you can get one for your very own collection. Linda, thanks so much for all the information.
Thanks, Judy.
And congratulations.
Thank you.